In the 7th century of the Iroku era, deep inside a silent forest, a nervous young man tightens his grip on his sword. Ahead, a gang of ruthless bandits are laughing around their fire, unaware that death itself is watching. Just as he's about to strike, suddenly two strangers appear, a young man with a calm smile and a little girl with glowing fox-like eyes. The girl, Tama, steps forward, warning the bandits softly, "Stop hurting people. Leave this path before it's too late." But the thugs burst out laughing and mock her innocence. One of them pulls out his sword to attack, but before he can swing, the man hidden in the trees, Jinka, moves like lightning and smashes the bandit's head open with his staff. He then throws 3 pieces of paper with strange symbols on them, and instantly, magical arms burst out of the talismans, striking down all the bandits in one brutal sweep. Tama, however, isn't pleased. She angrily hits Jinka, shouting, "You idiot! How are we supposed to find the boss now? Thanks to you, we'll have to track him down ourselves." They continue walking until Tama suddenly stops, her fox-like ears twitching as she hears movement behind them. She ignores it at first, but later, as they take a break, she suddenly grabs a clump of dirt and throws it toward the trees, shouting, "Come out, sneaky one! You think I didn't notice you?" Out steps a nervous young man, Hudo, the same guy who had been spying on the bandits earlier. His face is bruised and dirty as he says, "I'm Hudo, a warrior." Tama narrows her eyes and says, "And what do you want, Mr. Warrior?" Hudo stammers, "That weird magic you used earlier. Sorry, but how did you do that?" Jinka rolls his eyes and says coldly, "Mind your own business, let's go, Tama." But Hudo quickly blurts, "Wait, I know where the bandit leader is. Tell me who you are, and I'll lead you to him." Jinka and Tama glance at each other, and Jinka replies, "I'm Jinka, a wandering sage from the Sandu clan." Then Tama flicks her ears proudly and says, "And I'm Tama, the fox spirit of the Yoko tribe. We're siblings by oath," Jinka adds. "And that technique you saw, it's called talisman magic." Hudo laughs, mocking their names, saying, "What kind of weird names are those? You sound like fairy tale characters." But his sarcasm fades when Tama glares at him, summoning a snake that hisses right in his face. "Tell us where the boss is," she snaps. "We don't have time for your nonsense." Terrified, Hudo immediately agrees and leads them to the hideout. When they arrive, Tama tosses the snake to the ground. It turns into an ordinary tree branch again. They finally reach the gang's base, the hideout of the infamous Oniko Buto group, criminals feared across the region, led by a man always wearing a cap that supposedly hides 2 horns beneath it. Hudo whispers, "They say he's as strong as a demon and never takes off his hat?" Jinka snorts, "Yeah, right. Your imagination's as big as your mouth." "Probably just rumors," Hudo huffs. "So what if it is? I'll be a famous warrior one day." Tama interrupts sharply, "Focus! We're here for a different reason." "And what reason is that?" he asks. "I don't plan on revealing my great mission to someone who nearly fainted at the sight of a snake," she replies smugly. "Hey, I'm not scared of anything except snakes," Hudo protests. "I could kill those bandits with my pinky toe." But before he can finish, he realizes he's shouted too loud. All the bandits, and their leader, have heard him. In seconds, they surround the trio. Jinka glares and mutters, "Nice going, genius. You've exposed us." Tama sighs, "Calm down, both of you. Let's try to talk first." The gang drags the 3 of them before the leader, who sneers, "What do you want?" Tama takes a deep breath and says, "What you're doing is wrong and sinful. You must stop this life of crime." The entire room bursts into laughter at her words. One of the thugs presses his sword against her neck, but Tama doesn't flinch. She looks around and says firmly, "Please, listen to me. Hurting others only brings hate and war. Stop spreading pain and change your ways." She starts lecturing them passionately about kindness and morals, while everyone stands frozen, confused whether to mock her or be impressed, and Hudo whispers, "She came all this way, just to say that?" As soon as the criminals move to attack her, Jinka rushes forward and knocks them all down with his staff, saying coldly, "See, no matter what you say, humans only care about themselves. Your words mean nothing." But Tama frowns and replies firmly, "Humans aren't bad. I don't know why you hate them so much." Before Jinka can answer, the gang leader signals his men to kill all 3 of them. The bandits charge, but Jinka sends them flying with one blow, and Hudo stands frozen, unable to believe what he's seeing. No one has ever dared to challenge the Oniko Buto gang before. Suddenly, one of the thugs lunges at Hudo, who ducks just in time, grabs a sword with trembling hands, then, gathering courage, shouts and slashes the man clean in half. Overwhelmed by adrenaline, Hudo charges at the leader, yelling furiously as his sword nearly reaches the man's neck. But suddenly, the leader's cap starts to morph, and from beneath it bursts a strange hand belonging to a monstrous being that catches Hudo's blade and slams him to the ground. Tama gasps, recognizing it instantly. That creature, it's a coutura coutura. Jinka narrows his eyes and explains, these are beings from another realm, the spirits of the dead. Tama asks, can you defeat it? He replies, I don't know, but if it's been hiding this long, it must be powerful. Smirking proudly, he flicks his hair and says, still, no problem. We'll use the spiritual transformation. Tama nods and says, doesn't matter if it's human or demon. Anyone who insists on committing crimes must be stopped. I gave him a chance, but he didn't listen. Now he's to blame for what happens. The monster roars and attacks, and Tama makes her decision. She bites her own hand, letting her blood flow, while Jinka steps close, drinks the blood, and their bodies glow with a mystical aura as their forms begin to change. Hudo stares wide-eyed, shouting, what is this, a movie? Tama looks at him and says quickly, it's called a spiritual transformation, something way too complicated for you to understand. Just watch. He can't be defeated now, the monster snarls. Kill those brats before I kill you all, and orders his men forward. They rush in, but Jinka's aura blasts them away in a single strike. The creature laughs mockingly. So you're strong? Then I'll kill you myself. He stretches out his enormous arms, attacking relentlessly. Jinka dodges swiftly, evading every strike until he closes the distance. Just as he's about to hit the monster with his staff, the beast grabs it in both hands and slams him hard. But Jinka draws his sword, slashes in one clean motion, cutting the creature in half and sending it crashing to the ground. Then he whispers a single word, release, and the glowing aura fades, returning him and Tama to normal. He chants a short prayer, surrounding the area with a soft blue light, and as the dust settles, it becomes clear. He's burying every fallen soul from the battle, both human and monster alike. Hudo, completely baffled, shouts, wait, what's going on? You just killed them, and now you're burying them and praying for them? I can't understand anything anymore. Tama smiles gently and says, listen, I love humans. If they listen to advice, that's great. But if they don't, well, then they face the consequences, like you just saw. And thus, the two spiritual siblings continue their sacred mission to purify the world. After finishing their work, Jinka and Tama return home, unaware that Hudo, ever curious and stubborn, is secretly following them. To him, these two are like living treasures, his only ticket to understanding this mysterious new world. He trails them quietly until they reach a large mansion. Hiding behind the wall, he peeks inside and sees a short man yelling at a crowd, warning them in panic. I saw a terrifying monster. No one should go down that road. It'll kill us all. He recounts how he faced a huge beast, describing its claws and fangs in trembling detail. Then a bald man steps forward and says, I'm Denjiso Siren, and the creature you saw was the coutura, devourer of humans. He clenches his fist and shouts, if that thing returns, I'll crush it. The crowd murmurs nervously as Denjiso sketches the monster on a piece of paper and shows it around. The people recognize it instantly. It's the same Shukojan beast from the earlier tales. Denjiso growls that it buried his friend alive, but before he can finish ranting, a soldier runs in and announces, Sir Denjiso, we found the demon's lair. He adds sternly, no one else is to interfere in this matter. Watching from behind, Hudo quietly looks toward Jinka, his eyes filled with awe and curiosity, realizing that this world of humans and demons is far larger and far more dangerous than he ever imagined. Hudo warns Jinka, hey boss, if they find out Tama is also an Akutara, they'll kill her. But Jinka just smirks and replies, relax, idiot, they already know. The title Akutara applies to all beasts. Some are good, some are evil. Every Akutara has a name and nature of its own. Tama then explains, those Denjiso monks are like warrior priests. They don't always kill Akutara unless the creature's evil. What they really hate are the Suwari, dark spirits who despise humans and threaten the world. But as long as an Akutara isn't evil, they don't harm them. Hudo grins and says, you're actually smart, huh? You really get this stuff. Tama flips her hair proudly and says, of course, that's the least you can expect from me, genius boy. Anyway, are you planning to stay here forever or leaving soon? Hudo laughs nervously. Yeah, I'll leave soon, but it's late. I'll sleep here tonight. He curls up in a corner and dozes off. Late at night, everyone's asleep when Hudo suddenly wakes up. He grabs his sword and steps outside quietly. Tama senses him and wakes up too, following him silently. Outside, Hudo stands under the moonlight, swinging his sword again and again, his face filled with frustration and old memories. Voices of kids laughing at him echo in his head, calling him a liar for saying his father was a samurai. A weakling like you could never have a strong father, they said. Clenching his fists, Hudo mutters, I'll prove it. I'll become strong enough to join the Denjiso, or even the twin siblings themselves. I'll slay monsters with my own hands. Suddenly, Jinka and Tama appear behind him, teasing him for his dramatic declaration before walking away. The next morning, Hudo wakes up and rushes after them. He catches up just as Jinka is talking to a man named Ohu, who warns, step aside, it's our duty to protect this world. But Jinka replies coldly, your world doesn't matter to me. The only thing I care about is Tama's safety, and I won't let anyone hurt her, even if she's an Akutara. Tama interrupts. Then tell me, why does Shuko-jan kill humans? Ohu frowns and says, we're not allowed to reveal that. Suddenly, the Shuko-jan monster appears behind Hudo, and the monks rush forward, chanting spells and throwing charms that push Hudo away to safety. Jinka and Tama watch calmly as the monster breaks free from its restraints, roaring. Jinka reacts instantly, throwing talismans into the air, summoning enormous spectral arms that rise from the ground and grab at the beast. A fierce battle begins. Tama looks at Hudo and says, this is our world, the world of darkness, full of monsters. But instead of fear, Hudo smiles with excitement. This is the world that'll make me stronger, he shouts. Suddenly, the monster's tail swings violently, smashing the earth. Jinka dodges, shocked by the creature's strength, then grabs the two monks and runs at full speed, with Tama and a confused Hudo sprinting behind him. Later, the group collapses in their house, exhausted. Tama explains between breaths. Jinka was once the student of Kokujitsu Sai. That's why he's so strong. The old monk gasps in disbelief. Kokujitsu Sai, the legendary fighter? He was stronger than any Akutara, so powerful they called him the Phoenix Slayer. Jinka shrugs casually, saying, he raised me since I was born. Tama smiles and adds, well, since Jinka saved your lives, you can return the favor. Tell us everything you know about Shuko-jan, the monk. Anja sighs and warns, you'll regret attacking it. Shuko-jan isn't a normal monster. It's a human. Its full name is Shuko-jan, the spiritually enhanced human. Everyone stares as Anja explains. It was a creation from our main temple. The Denjiso tried to merge human warriors with Akutara essence to increase combat power. They used farmers with latent bike experimenting on them. But Shuko-jan, who was originally a woman, escaped the ritual. We lost control. Ohu asks, then why does she kill humans? The monk replies, because she was turned into a monster by humans. She's taking revenge. The other monk adds, her victims were shredded into the ground. We couldn't even identify them. Hudo clenches his fists angrily. So the samurai and monks treat peasants like animals? Tama laughs and teases, what's wrong, hothead? Were your parents farmers? The monk sneers, if he's from a peasant family, he must hate samurai. Hudo explodes, shouting, shut up! The weak always suffer. Power is everything. Only strength earns respect. The monk says quietly, we never meant for it to go this far. Shuko-jan was an outcast. We wanted to help her. Hudo grabs his robe furiously. Help her? You turned her into a monster, and now you want to kill her? The monk protests. If the experiment had succeeded, we'd have accepted her, even as a monster. But she killed several monks and destroyed the village. She's not a victim anymore. She must die. Before Hudo can strike, Tama punches him, stepping between them. Enough! You monks leave this to me and my brother. They hesitate, but Tama insists, you can't defeat her anyway. The monks finally agree, and Jinka says calmly, then I'll try to turn her human again. The siblings step outside.